Brad the Car Guy here, and today I want to talk to you about blower motor resistors. What you want to do first is determine if you actually have a blower motor resistor or if you have a control module. And a general rule of thumb is that if you have like a staged, like 4 or 5 maybe settings for your fan, that means you actually have a resistor. If you have a dial that doesn't actually have individual settings and you can just turn it and the vents get higher and lower, you'll most likely have a control module. If you do have a resistor and it's bad, the number one symptom is the fans not working in the lower settings. So 1 or 2, maybe even 3 won't work and only the highest setting will work. That's a dead giveaway that there's an issue with your blower motor resistor. Now in this car, the first 2 settings don't work. You hear nothing at all. And then if you go to 3, it turns on. 4, it turns on even higher. Now you may have 3 and 4 work, or 4 and 5 work, or just your last setting. And the reason for that is a bypass. Now as far as replacing the blower motor resistor, in most cars it's actually quite easy. It's generally going to be on the right side, underneath the footwell, passenger footwell, and it's going to be right near your blower motor. This is of course the Wrangler that we're working on today, but for my die-hard Xterra fans, I believe I pointed out in my blower motor replacement video, and if I have it, I'll throw a clip right here. And then over here, this is actually your blower motor resistor. The replacement is going to be the exact same. It's literally just taking out your bolts that hold it in, disconnecting the electrical connector, and then reversing that. That's it. Pull it out, put it back in. The only difference is really going to be getting to it. And in this case, the footwell light is an obstruction. You may be able to do it without removing that light, but honestly it's one little bolt, so we're just going to remove it, get it out of the way, and keep going. In the case of the Wrangler, this is just a 1/4 inch bolt, alright, and that just tucks right out of the way. Don't worry about disconnecting that, there's no need. Also, I have an LED bulb in here. If you have a regular glass bulb, don't just go shoving it back here. You might want to just remove the bulb first. The resistor is right here. There's just 2 bolts holding it in and the electrical connector, and then your blower motor is right here. So we're just going to remove this electrical connector first, remove the 2 bolts, and then slide it out. So I ended up just removing this so I could get a little more play. And then you have to remove this red piece entirely. And then once you do that, you just push down on the clip and pull it out. There you go. So now it's free. So what we're going to do now is just take those 2 bolts off and then pull the unit out. These bolts are 5/16, so we're just going to back out. There's one on the bottom and one on the top. As you're pulling these bolts out, you're going to have to move your electrical connectors around a little bit just to get to the bolts, but it's really not that big of a deal. Once you have those out, just kind of move your connectors around again. See what's getting caught on here. Right there. There we go. Pull it out, and it's out. Here we are. At this point, all you do is you reverse what you just did. You screw the new one back in, plug it in, and then button everything else back up. When you're all done, just hop in and test it out. So as you can see, all 4 settings now work, so that fixed our problem. Alright, so that's it. If you have any questions about this job, make sure you put them in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe if you liked the video and want to see more of them. And don't forget to check out rtcg.tv, where you'll find news and updates about the channel, as well as the parts store and merch. Links for all that is in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.